The popularity of Ozempic might literally end the health at every size movement. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. Having a quick reminder, if you guys would please click like down below, I would greatly appreciate it. If you aren't following me or subscribed, click that button and do so. And please drop me a comment underneath the video. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now, I'm always harsh on the HAES movement. For the reason of I am formerly one of them. Like, it's always used to justify obesity, right? I was over 300 pounds when I was younger. Okay, I know, I get it. I'm this 220 pound guy at 48 who throws around 500-600 pounds. But again, 25 plus, well over 25 years ago, I was over 300 pounds. I was out of shape. I turned my lifestyle around. So I'm one of those people who say, look, no, this is nonsense. But you know, the thing is, before we even get into any of that, of what doctors say, because doctors think that movement is ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous, doctors and researchers. So, but let's set that aside. You know, it's been a big social movement, and it's been done for the purpose of trying to make people feel better. And the kind of the thing I've always said, look, it's okay to love yourself at every size. Let me make that perfectly clear. Like, you should still be valued as a human being. You should have self-respect. You should have self-love, you should have self-worth, and you should be seen as having value to other people, irrespective of your size. That I agree with. Okay? I think that's, and anyone who disagrees with that, you're probably not a very good person. Let's just be realistic here. All right? People have value. Human beings have value. All right. Now we got that out of the way. Let's go get over to that point. Is it possible to actually love yourself when you abuse yourself and you have untreated trauma, like I did, that causes you to be obese and to overeat and to have binge eating issues and other stuff? I think that's a bigger question. Right? That's a bigger question. But as far as the health goes, that's nonsense. Every medical doctor, every researcher who looks into it will tell you that obesity itself is an illness. Okay? It is a medical illness. It will absolutely drive up all these other problems. Our three leading causes of death in the U.S. are heart disease, right? Cardiovascular disease, number one, cancer and diabetes. What does obesity have in common there? It enormously contributes to every single one of them on a massive scale. And it doesn't matter how healthy you think you are. When you reach a certain level of adiposity, a certain level of body fat, it will dramatically contribute to the potential for all three of those things, and it will scale. So no, it's not really possible. And so people say, oh, you can't know. Yes, we absolutely can know. And then we could even talk about inflammation in the body. Body fat literally is the site of an enormous amount of your inflammation in your body. A lot of your inflammatory hormones and everything are produced there. So yes, people who have extra body fat literally automatically by default have higher levels of inflammation in their bodies. They automatically feel worse. They're automatically prone to certain diseases. Okay, and that is undeniable. That is basic human biology. Again, all medical doctors and researchers agree with this. Again, does it mean you shouldn't love yourself or you have less value as a person? No. No. But it's not healthy. See, and that's where it's a strange thing that people can't seem to differentiate this, and they would literally make up nonsense like that. This goes completely against all known data and the best research, and literally the leading minds in the medical industry or the medical world are telling you, no, it's not possible to maintain health at a very high level of body fat. It's just not. It will eventually destroy your health, and it will automatically lower your quality of life almost immediately. So again, nonsense. But now that Ozempic is becoming popular, you're seeing all of that movement for people to lose weight. Why? That's the interesting question, the why. And here's what I'm going to tell you. As someone who's dealt with obesity personally, lost well over 100 pounds, someone who's coached people through these things, someone who knows the struggles of this demographic personally, most of them feel that they can't lose the weight. They feel that it's impossible, so therefore this movement is there to try to make them feel better about it. I mean, it's a nonsense movement, but that aspect of it I get. It's an attempt to try to help people emotionally cope with that. But then it's like to tell them, oh, you can be healthy at every size, and you can't. Well, you can. You totally can tell. And no, you can't be healthy at every size. Even too thin is unhealthy. It's like being too overweight is unhealthy. This is not subject to debate. But it was an attempt to make them feel better about it at least. But it's because they're like, I can't lose weight. I've tried. I've done this. I can't stop eating. It's like, but a big part of that is, one, they're not addressing the dietary habit the lifestyle habit. Number two, they're not addressing the trauma. I've done whole videos discussing how our culture literally enforces us to be fat if we have untreated trauma and various mental illness that has not been appropriately dealt with. In our current culture and society, that is a recipe for obesity. So because they haven't addressed that trauma, or the mental health side of it has not been addressed, no, a lot of them feel they really can't lose the weight. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. So along comes Ozempic. Now all of a sudden they can control their appetite. Does anyone understand the real premise of how Ozempic really works? It's not an amazing metabolic enhancer. It ultimately shuts down your response to craving junk food and garbage and having a high appetite. So if you chemically shut off, you see where we're going, your cravings to eat pizza and ice cream and garbage and sodas and french fries and cake and pie, and it just doesn't appeal. It's not appealing to you anymore, and you're very overweight, guess what's going to happen? You're going to lose weight because you're not going to eat it. Like, problem solved. This doesn't look appetizing to me. And that's the thing. People go on the Ozempic, and at the doses that are being prescribed for weight loss, they're like, you know what, this pizza's just not that good. I don't really want that cake. It's just not appealing to me. Well, as soon as you're morbidly obese, you lose the urge to eat all this junk. It's just not enjoyable anymore. You don't crave it. You're going to start shedding weight ridiculously quick, because that is why you're able to even keep the weight you're at. Right? You can't walk around at 300 plus pounds without really eating a lot of stuff to stay there. Okay? But it turns all that off. So then, bam, now there's an easy solution, and it's a solution that doesn't require them to address the trauma, to address therapy, to adjust their lifestyle habits, all of these things. So now it's an easy fix. So now that it's an easy fix, you're going to see the push towards that. And yeah, it will probably be an end to this health at every size. And I'm not saying Ozempic is the healthiest thing either. You know, I'm not saying that by any means, but it's certainly healthier than being morbidly obese. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.